Welcome to the world of tomorrow!
Bite my furry fuzzy tail.
You don't have a tail.
Yes, I do. You blind as a bat.
Okay, guys. Okay, knock it off.
Uh,
Besides, it's a new year. We should start out good before something else bad happen.
Yeah, okay, by the time of this recording, it is, January 1st. It is officially 2025, and, for the new year, we decided to tackle, a classic cartoon. Well, classic to us, because, Jesus, we're getting old. Ben 10. We are now, dealing with a new year. We're going to deal with Ben facing off against his own future in Season 3, Episode 2, Ben 10,000. So with me is, of course, Captain Lunar.
Greetings from the place between panels. If you're enjoying the comics from right now, you have me to thank.
Yep. Baron.
Welcome back to my friends, and I am very thankful that you are still enjoying my presence.
Just don't ask for any money. And Kofor.
I gotta say, it's great to be here with everyone here, and hope you're having a happy new year.
And Ice Cat.
Hello. It's good to be here again. I've been a little busy, but I'm here. And now I'm about to have fun with you guys.
Anyway, the usual gig. So, on my mark, we will start. Unfortunately, Max no longer has Ben 10. Thank you, Dave, you asshole. But you can watch it.
I think he feeds on our frustration.
Oh yeah, no, he is following the rules of the wrestling heel. He is just making sure that we hate him. He feeds on the hatred, and he is fucking hungry.
Well, what do you think? This is the same guy that ruined the Learning Channel into a freaking mess. Hence why we call him the Honey Boo Boo guy.
So yeah, you could watch Ben 10 on Netflix, or Amazon, or I don't know, you could just listen to us like a pod.
Amazon.
Yeah, also YouTube, but if not, you can just listen to us as a podcast. So on my mark, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Hero.
And we're back at Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
How many times have they gone to North Dakota in this show?
Honestly,
way too many, apparently.
Yeah, like we constantly. Yeah, like, which you gotta wonder, like, do the park rangers like question that? Like, you guys come back here all the time, and last time you came here, a big ass explosion showed up or came in, and yeah,
And then a forest fire.
and someone yep, in a squid man.
But yeah, as we can see, Gwen, Ben have royally screwed up the Max's birthday cake.
Yep.
Well,
Mainly did.
Yeah, because
My question is, like, knowing that these are kids are probably, like, in middle school or about to go to a middle school, how the hell they can get cake? Well, yeah, my thing is, how the hell do they get cake when they have no money?
well, like it's
But at
still
least grandpa
well, keep in mind, Ben can turn into like accelerate and just run super fast, and
Also,
yeah.
we have the ninja.
Speaking of
or the
accelerates.
ninja.
Yeah, I actually forgot about this. It's been a while since I've seen this. Actually, it's funny. It's been a while since I've seen this episode, so I actually forgot he turned to accelerate right when I said that. But yeah, and yeah, we have the
Really catchiest themes in cartoon history.
yep.
You can't skip this intro.
Yeah, you really can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we
What's funny is when you realize, even the creators of the show Man of Action actually claimed that they used a lot of like DC as the main DNA quote unquote for Ben's universe, but like apparently they claim, because let's be honest here, Ben's origin is pretty much Hal Jordan's origin. But when you get down to it, they also claim that they have no idea what Dial-H for Hero is.
which I call shenanigans.
Right.
Like that's always like I'm like bull crap. You don't know what Dial-H for Hero is.
I mean,
Well,
the
original
original
plan.
device has 10 heroes on it. You push a button to turn into a hero.
That's literally Dial-H for Hero.
Yep.
I mean, hell, it gets even worse when you realize the original pitch for Ben 10 was just a bunch of imprisoned superheroes in the Watch.
Yep.
So making it even more like
Oh, minor note, by the way, I always thought Gwen's this version of Gwen's outfit actually was one of the cooler takes for her. And I hate that the later shows kind of seem to make that impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the one I would say this, because someone who like character design or do character design, Gwen's the older Gwen's outfit reminded me of like a mix of like Raven with a little bit of Doctor Strange. That knowing that Gwen is focused on magic, I thought like, hey, this is a good outfit for her.
Yeah.
I know later on the series that they tried to make her like an alien and all this stuff, but I'm like, can we keep her simple? Like, just focus on the magic.
Yeah. Also, we are introduced to like a villain who, let's face it, should have been on the show at some point. Like, when I saw this episode, I thought that
really would have killed.
Yeah, like I felt like when I saw this character. Yeah, sorry, but
yeah, talking about solid character design, this thing's got a really cool look. A rhino with a horn gun.
Yeah, and
which, let's be honest, I'm surprised no version of Marvel's Rhinos actually had something like that, like a 2099 version or something.
Yeah, like no, I was about to say, well, the second Rhino kind of had that, but I'm like, no, he didn't. He had like a spear thing going on, which is still cool, but yeah. Also, yeah, like this Rhino character, like, yeah, no, he had a really cool design. I know that they played off that this was I love this whole thing where like it becomes a comic book for a second. Like, I know it was to save money,
yeah.
but like I know it was made to save money, but it is still pretty cool they went there.
Like the splash page sort of effect.
Yeah.
And plus, it really emphasizes how much stronger Ben 10K is. That this guy who just gave a whole load of trouble for regular Ben just gets mopped in seconds.
Yep. Also, again with Ben 10,000, like at least with this first version, because again, as the show would go on in the sequel shows, we would see many different incarnations of it. I kind of dug this whole idea that his aliens kind of just got a much more sleeker design.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
like as he ages, so do the alien forms. Like, this is a mature Canella Celerin, one of Accelerate's race, if you didn't know. And you can see he has more jagged shoulder and leg spines.
Yep.
Which, actually, come to think of it, which, given the forearms, man, how big are 10-year-old Ultraman?
Well, remember, we had Tiny in later in the show, and apparently like
she hit on him.
Yeah, she hit on Ben, so I'm guessing like I'm guessing Tiny has to be around the same age as Ben, or at least the same age of a Tetraman, because they never tell you how old Tetramans actually get.
I know, certain YouTuber called the Ink Tank tried to solve the answer, but in my opinion, I usually picture like them like the more they bigger, like kind of like the taller as a Velociraptor. It's kind of like telling like how old they are. Like, okay, small one, okay, a kid or a toddler. A medium one, like kind of like for Ben, okay, probably a kid.
Yep.
Teenager or to adult, oh yeah, probably way more taller than your like average human.
Yep.
More like a 6.9 height.
Yep. And also, again, while this is happening,
I make the argument. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, okay, so while that's all going on, future Gwen is essentially like kind of fibbing, but not totally fibbing on why they're there, because she's like,
Also, Ben doesn't have any idea of how time travel works. Oh, shouldn't it charge faster in the future? That's not how time travel works, Ben.
Also, Grandpa Max looking really good for his age.
Weird.
Yeah. Like, all he had...
I think it's partially because of, considering a later reveal, I think it's a mix of cybernetics and maybe some DNA splicing or something from aliens. After all, since he is supposed to be the leader of the plumbers by this point.
Oh, yeah, by this point, he's...
Also in the opening, he's turning 60.
Yes.
Which means if this is 20 years in the future, he's looking damn good for 80.
Yeah, like, Max...
The rust bucket's still going.
I mean, Max is one bad motherfucker right there, because, okay, keep in mind, when... in like Alien Force, which was only like which I think was only 5 years after this show, Max was like taking on DNA aliens without cybernetics and without like advanced tech. He was just beating the crap out of them.
Also, I
So
have to
consider
say,
how bad
where
this
we're
version
going,
of
we
Max is.
also have to say it. Where we're going, we don't need Rue.
Da 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 da.
He had to say it. He had to say it.
Yeah. And
So as Max points out there, like, oh, you don't have time for me anymore.
yeah, which I'm like, that's immediately heartbreaking. Because, like, look, as much as, like, look, he can't cook, look, Grandpa Max can't cook for crap, but god damn it, he's a nice person.
He really is. And I don't know what you mean by he can't cook for crap. He just eats exotic stuff because he's had to survive off of Stranger
government
Things.
experiments.
Yeah.
And weird government astronaut food alien experiments that
Yeah.
got left in.
Actually, it's
from the
funny.
60s.
Actually, it's funny that you mention it because there was one part of the show that gets brought up but never again, and it was during that time when they go to NASA and like they show like a destroyed, destroyed shuttle, and they talk about like how it's dedicated to a Tennyson. And I'm like, who is that? And Max just kind of brushes it off. I'm like, okay, so is it referring to him, a relative? What happened?
I think it would have been cool if it was a relative, actually, to be perfectly honest. And we see that Dr. Animo has gone ultra humanite.
Oh yeah. Which again,
Jesus.
okay, we can debate with Dial H for Heroes, but yeah, someone clearly read old school Superman.
Yeah, also, quick fact. A fully grown Tetraman is up to 15 feet tall.
Yep.
Oh. And
Oh.
also,
So
I know
that
it's...
dude is big.
Yep. Also, when it comes to this version of Animo, despite the fact that again, Ben 10,000, we would see different incarnations of this character, due to multi-dimensionals and again paradox theories. One thing that's always stayed the same is Animo turns into a gorilla man. Like they even kept that up in Alien Force when like Animo, who has a freaking brain, exposed brain like Dr. Shiro, is like confronting him saying, how did you screw that up? It's like, my brain is attached to a gorilla. Like,
Yeah,
the fact that I got any of this right.
For delicate.
Yeah.
Hands aren't exactly made for delicate surgery.
Yeah, like he points out that,
Oh, new alien.
yeah, that's another thing. This introduced a lot of aliens. Granted, some of them won't come back until like Omniverse, but still, it was cool to see some of these aliens.
Also, I'm not gonna lie. I really do dig Ben 10K's Iron Head look. Oh, just something that had the kind of like the more civvy look to it with the pants and the boots. I don't know, I just like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Cannonbolt looks
And it
fairly
really-
different.
Yeah.
And I like how it even shows like a couple of aliens that apparently, like Gigawatt.
Oh, and I love that whole moment where Ben actually is like, wait, you stopped naming the aliens? That's the coolest part.
But I'm just gonna say this.
He's right too.
I'm gonna see Ben 10K's point though. 10,000. That's only keeping track of 10,000 names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time though, I'm more with our Ben though. Like, bro, that was half the fun of getting these aliens. Like, okay, what cool name can I give this one?
Yep. And of course, we
Here we have the Galactic Guardians.
yeah, and they're kind of
Galactic Enforcers.
well, yeah, and they're kind of feeling like, what's the point of us being here now? Because we don't get to do anything.
The frustrated cry of every other DC hero in a Batman adaptation.
Yeah. And again, Tiny.
Tiny's probably like,
But yeah, no. Well, Tiny is bigger now. Like you. So yeah. She was definitely Ben's age when they first met. That would also begs the question: how old's the brain? Because that I'm forgetting the name of the brain alien, but
Synaptics.
oh, Synaptic. Okay, because again, been a while since these characters show up in Ben 10, and it's been a while since I watched a classic show. But yeah, like how old was Synaptics? Yeah. Well,
And then Ultimos, I'm going to assume is just immortal.
yeah. Also,
Or just really long.
I mean, duh.
yeah. Also, Ultimos gets knocked out. I like to think that because we now know chocolate is his weakness, and Jesus, I forgot how badly damaged he got. Yeah. So that.
Yeah.
Which was interesting when it comes to Velgax, because again, for the final episode of Ben 10, they actually decided to have that happen, have Vilgax get blown up, thanks to Ben due to a gas fire or gas explosion. And I guess like this is the Ben 10 that stuck to that timeline. So
I'm with him. I'm with Ben though too. He really did not just say thus.
You know what's kind of remind me of early this episode? Anyone remember the Smallville episode where Clark met future Superman Clark? Like, when did I get so uptight and nerdy?
yeah. But yeah, also, when it comes to Ben 10K, like I like to think that the second time we would see him, which would be the introduction of his son Kenny, I think that this is not the same. Like that's also not the same Ben 10K, because I know that the creators did try to argue of like, oh, how this happened, but I think that what really happened was no, this version of Ben 10K just wound up not being that version of Ben that we see now. Like.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Ben would have seen what happens and he would have taken steps to avoid it, which you would have slightly altered the timeline.
Yeah, and which we did see.
Probably.
Which we did see in the second one, where like, he was more laid back. Grandpa Max actually was skinnier. But and everything.
You mean was practically bones?
Yeah, which I'm like.
You could argue that's kind of like. I mean, some people say, "Oh, that's just time." I'm like, okay, no. Even if it's 10 years later, you don't randomly. For Kenny to be born around that time, 10 years later, he would have had to immediately change his outlook. And I don't think just one trip from his past self was going to fix that.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
And cue one of the better designs for Vilgax.
Yeah, Vilgax
I'll never forgive them for what they did to him in Alien Force onwards.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would argue that, I would argue Omniverse was a little bit better, but then they kind of screwed it up by making him more of a joke character with the whole, oh, I'm scared of Mauve Riedel. I'm like, that is some bullshit.
Yeah, also one thing I would say about this is that knowing that Ben 10 Alien Force, that in a certain episode of the baby's, dang it, sorry, my mind going, huh? Big Chill's children.
Oh, yeah.
Kids. I'm surprised not one of them even come back to Ben, be invented to adopt one of them.
Well, funny enough, like, we do get, in Omniverse, they do address that. Where, because at one point, when they're dealing with Mauve Riedel, I remember there's a point where Ben's like, hey, look, I'm a parent too. Like, he's like, well, where's your youngins? Like, I don't know, they're in space somewhere.
Wild Mutt with the tail. He looks better now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've never liked tailless Wild Mutt. It just looks so off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, again, the Null Void is just looking freaking just awesome, but at the same time, yeah, no, they were definitely taking inspiration from Superman here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Also, I guess that's another thing we could bring up while, Ben is... I kind of dug this Heat Blast look, by the way. I just kind of wish that, I don't know, maybe a little bit more bulkier. Still, pretty cool. But, yeah.
Fly looks terrifying, and I love it.
Yeah. And we did kind of see this...
the pupils.
Yeah, well, we also kind of saw this look back again in Omniverse.
Secret of the Omnitrix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like you see the adult Raptoridian.
Yeah, but yeah, another thing I was going to bring up is that the second time we would see this future, we would return to that Null Void and would have Kevin, which also I guess means that, because again, Kevin was a villain in there, and but he also had a son, so I'm guessing that, Alien Force still happened, but for some reason he turned to a bad guy.
I mean, they kind of explained to it that Kevin is kind of an anti-hero in the sense of, he keeps flip-flopping back between megalomania and just being an outright good guy.
Yeah, again, they kind of sell it in Omniverse by saying that he eventually became a straight up hero, but yeah, again, they unlike Ben and Gwen, where they kind of settled on how they wanted to make them look in the future, Kevin was a little bit more of we're kind of just going with whatever works.
So
I think me and Calford did come up with one idea for why Kevin seems to flip-flop.
Okay.
So it may be a show canon thing. It's the amount of aliens or DNA that he absorbs. So maybe when he went into the
You're right. You're right, but it's actually energy in itself too.
Yeah.
Like that's why he's starting.
Yeah.
Robot. Oh, by the way, Robot Arm Max,
Yes.
which
Confirming that Max pretty much became Rick Sanchez before Rick Sanchez.
But nicer.
yeah. Also,
Good
Gwen,
person.
what you did, Gwen.
and the funny thing is that became like a key thing in his future, like because yeah, in Omniverse he eventually did get the metal arm.
Oh my God! I just realized something too.
Yeah.
Summer has red hair. Gwen has red hair. Morty has brown hair. Ben has brown hair. Max literally is not the positive Earth version
Of Rick Sanchez. Yeah.
Okay, briefly, is it just me, or did Vilgax's right arm look skinnier than usual?
Yeah, I noticed it too. That part was a
Possibly
little
that
weird.
was an animation error.
Yeah. Also, we see, of course, old school, classic human Ben 10K, which actually did commit. Like a lot of creators did stick with the idea that no, he would get a beard. He would kind of go with a shirt that would resemble like whatever his younger counterpart would wear.
I mean, plus too, it's kind of like has that classic like pulp adventurer look. It's civvy. He's got kind of a utility belt going on.
Oh yeah, no, this.
Honestly, it's got a very strong like Tom Strong look. To it.
I was actually about to say the same thing. Like this is very like again, like they were fans of Tom Strong. And yeah, like again,
I also,
yeah.
though I will forever kind of hate that we never saw this version of the Omnitrix again.
I mean, we kind of technically. we technically-
Like, we got 50-50 of it.
If I remember right, it did look a little bit different in the. Yeah, no, he is right though. He did look a little bit different in the sequel episode of this with Ken 10.
Yeah, but and even then, like not the. I don't know. It's like I will say the other future designs were not bad. I think the laziest one was probably Ultimate Alien Ben 10,000, which I'm not gonna lie, he's probably my least favorite from the original series. Because
Here we go, new alien.
Yep.
Oh,
Boring.
Arctaguana, and they commit to it because we do
He
see
shows up. Yeah.
yeah. Which always begged the question when they did.
Thing too
Oh yeah.
is Ben going, yeah, I don't name anymore. He's like, no, I'm gonna start doing it, but he keeps forgetting names of certain aliens, so they keep kind of changing. Like, yeah, okay, like he just keeps giving them new nicknames.
Yep. Also, again,
10,000 freaking aliens.
yeah. Also, again, like Ultra Humanite, he just is able to crawl out of the body. But yeah, and of course, we see. Which, by the way, this location that they have is very clearly would later inspire like the main plumber base that we would see in Omniverse. So, yeah, showing that with Omniverse, they were definitely trying to commit to this being like the proper finale for the series.
Future.
Yeah.
And of course, we have the circus freaks still being thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like the goldfish poop game, though. Basically, not really that much of a threat, but
I mean, they're slightly more. They're slightly better. They're a slightly better threat than the Amoeba Boys.
Yeah, which
Yeah, true. I'll give you that one.
honestly, the best way we could describe them is they're the dollar store version of the Dark Hand from Jackie Chan Adventures. Like they get passed on by different bosses, but they suck at solo acting. Because remember, next time first time was Zombozo, second time was
Freak.
was Ghost Freak or Sascare, depending on which version you want to go for. And yeah, kind of so on and so forth on that. And yeah, we see Ben kind of like wondering like, how much of this future is actually going to happen. And yeah, I wonder if, like, again, this Ben, I don't think erased from existence because obviously, multiverse and stuff. And yeah, I think we did see a version of this Ben still during the crossover storyline, but
Which again, too, if this is like, I'd say this Ben got split off in the main timeline for like our Ben kind of over superseded. Like, sure stuff happened, but he was clearly like the Ken 10 one we see with Kenny. I think that is this Ben's future, like our Ben's future.
well, oh yeah, no, well they've
Where he stopped becoming,
yeah, well I mean they've definitely committed to it because we did see Ken again in Omniverse, granted in a very different light because he was for some reason dressing up like a Kamen Rider, and yeah, that was Ben 10,000. On all, I really liked it. It was it's a very simple but sweet story. I know I've said multiple times I'm not a big fan of time travel stories, but this, I think, did a good job at it, and it's definitely played off as, no, this is a future that, yeah, on the surface, it doesn't look too bad, but it's not really ideal when it comes to the individual. Like, again, the whole reason why, and I know we're talking over this part, the reason why Future Gwen even brought them there was not because of Vilgax or Animo. It was simply because, no, Ben kind of lost a piece to himself after a while. And I think that was a great little thing to put there.
Yeah. It's
And I think my favorite thing too is the fact that, again, while we still show that Ben is still a hero, like, that's not the part that gets lost. He's not a edgelord bad boy kind of, oh, he's controlling the future. No, he's still a hero. He's just a workaholic now, basically.
Yeah. He's basically become a non-judge, jury, and executioner version of Judge Dredd, where he's just on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been 10K 24/7.
He's never had a chance to stop and be Ben Tennyson for 5 seconds.
Which, again, that's kind of why that's all why I say this Ben definitely didn't, like, again, Kenny was not a thing until, like, they time traveled, because I doubt this version of Ben actually went out and had a relationship.
Like, for example, I think I'm sorry. Okay, you go first.
No, but overall, I think, like, again, what Biz said, this was a really fun episode. Strong animation. I think actually some of the best animation for the show at certain points and all. Again, the only animation I saw was just skinny arm Vilgax for like a couple frames. But even then, overall, just really solid storytelling.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I look at the credits. Apparently, the Rhino's guy's name was Exo Skull.
That's kick-ass.
That's such a cool name.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, could have actually had him be like a villain that showed up in Omniverse. Because, again, Omniverse...
I mean, it would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
He said, I'm here for my revenge. Imagine this. He showed up there when Ben, happened to be a one-off villain that Ben beats insanely easy. Maybe he's even just, kind of pathetic. And then, 10-year-old Ben beats, and then it's just this recurring thing of, you will remember me. Who are you? Go home.
Yep.
Because, Ben doesn't even really acknowledge him.
It's
so
like...
sort of like, that serpent guy, the snake that walks like a man.
Oh, yeah, that dude! Which...
Yeah, just 2 cars. I'd like to go.
Yeah, just... Oh, man, that was... But...
I'm here to get revenge. Who are you?
Yeah, so... Yeah, that's Ben 10. I don't know what the next commentary is going to be. You know,
It will involve goblins.
Actually, Bizarro, this is... Okay. This is from Watercat and Firecat, knowing that I'm a big Transformers fan.
Okay.
And I want to kill them for this. Really, I do. I want to turn them to ice.
Okay.
Sadly, because Firecat is fire, so I cannot do it. But they want me to do, if you guys want to review, or I guess you could say hate watch, Transformers Galvatron Revenge.
No. God, no. I don't hate myself.
Where's the nearest train so I can jump in front of it?
Yeah,
No.
Seriously, when you said that, we were all Sunshine Bear in that one Family Guy sketch.
Yes.
We're like,
Okay,
screw this.
Okay. Okay, how about this? How about we watch Transformers Animated, or Beast Force, or Prime? You have to pick an episode, or pick...
Transformers Animated.
Yeah, well, yeah, animated. Yeah.
Animated cord.
Oh, animated.
Since all of them are on YouTube.
Oh yeah, no. For me personally, though, if we're gonna go for animated, I suggest going for the one with Wreck-Gar, because if we're gonna do this, we're gonna dare to be stupid. Yeah, dare to be stupid.
True enough.
God bless you, Weird Al.
Okay, no, that's fine enough. I will say this: We're Al being transformed because, spoiler alert, he was voicing one of the characters in Earthspark. I'm gonna admit, Weird Al was a big fan of Transformers.
Well, that, and plus, keep in mind, Dare to be Stupid was used in the first movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we should start wrapping up. So anyway, oh wait, Kofer, you didn't say much. What do you think of the episode, man?
Oh, Well, I thought it was a great episode all around. Great animation, great use of sort of a comic book aesthetic, if you know what I mean. Plus, seeing the future, the looks of the original aliens, plus these new aliens, Spitter, Buzzshock, Artiguana, a real show of how exotic the roster can be if given enough time for Ben to collect them.
Because back in the day when the designers actually were creative with these aliens, instead of just making them look like jackasses in costumes. I'm looking at you fucking abomination of a reboot.
Or toys.
Yeah.
Everyone remember Block?
Oh,
God, Lord, I want to kill someone.
God,
Oh God.
Anyways,
No,
we need to wrap
Lunar.
up.
yeah. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah,
anyway,
kill someone.
I'm Biz,
I'm Lunar.
I'm Baron.
I'm Galper.
I'm Ice Cat.
and we'll see you later.